Damn, I was trying to do DDP. What the hell am I doing? I know what I'm doing. I'm doing the stats of the WWE. Yeah, that's right. Delete the 12. Melly, WWE, current status. I just had this in my mind. I think this needs to be said though. Cincinnati champions. It's been kind of hectic. Let's see the recent status. I gotta say this. Here's some positives. The matches are going okay. You know, I guess there's some nice, cool rivalries here and there. You know, the champions are pretty fantastic. I mean, the competition's been hectic. I mean, with Raw, SmackDown, NXT, awesome. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I have too many positives, honestly, but because there's kind of a lot of negatives, I can see that. Here's the thing, man. Within this year, I mean, we've seen champions change in different months. We've seen titles been passed around like hot potatoes within the recent months. First, well, let me throw in first with the Divas title. All this year, only 2 people have held that title. It's been passed like hot potato. AJ Lee was continuing her reign as the longest reigning Divas champion of all time. Well deserved. Then Paige makes her debut after WrestleMania, beats on the first night, became the champion, became the Divas champion. She was the first to successfully simultaneously hold on to the Divas to be the NXT Women's Champion and the Divas Champion. The first ever to do that. Now, on the flip side, AJ leaves for a while, a few months, comes back. Paige did her thing, defending her title. AJ comes back, and deja vu. AJ scores one on Paige and became the champion that night, became a 2-time champ. And then come SummerSlam. Paige wins back the title. Well, first, before I get that Battleground, they have the rubber match, and AJ won. But then later, Paige, you know, she turns heel, and we all saw what was coming. And then like at SummerSlam, she got the win on AJ to win back the Divas title. And then Night of Champions, AJ and Paige, and then they threw in Nikki Bella, because of this breed, Nikki Bella. I'm gonna get to that in a bit. But AJ, with the title back. So now those 2 have been back and forth with that title. And it just says, where's the competition in the Divas division? And also, I mean, I blame, and this is the thing, I blame Stephanie McMahon and Triple H throwing the Bellas into that rivalry with the Paige and AJ. Because I think deep down they knew that this Bella storyline thing was just bogus. It was easily predictable at SummerSlam that Nikki was going to turn on Brie. And this thing, I mean, they're trying to make it more interesting. I mean, some of the new blood may buy into it. Some of them, not many of them. But I just don't. I mean, the majority of us are not buying it. They try to bring in the thing with Jerry Springer and the confrontation and this storytelling about them growing up as a Bella. It's ridiculous. And I blame Stephanie and Triple H for it, mainly Stephanie. And here's what bothers me. They're pushing these Bellas, and I'm sick. I'm kind of getting sick of the Bellas in a way. And nothing to take away from Paige and AJ. I think they're very talented. I love their rivalry, but they're pushing these Bellas in. But why? But why is it that true talented divas like Naomi, Trinity, she's probably the most talented athletic diva on the roster. Her and Natalya, although Natalya's been champion, and I know she could be a great champion again, but Naomi, Trinity, she needs to be in the main event with the Divas title on the line. She, like I said, is the most athletic diva on the roster. I think she should be going for the title. But because of these Bellas, they're holding her back. They're making Naomi, Trinity take a back seat to the Bella twins. And it's disgusting. I don't get it. I don't know why. I remember reading a comment on Instagram saying that WWE doesn't want a black woman to be a champion. I don't know if that's the case. I hope it's not the case. But whatever it is, really, like I said, it's just the Divas division is just kind of faded a little. You know, they're keeping with the Bellas, with the Bellas and Total Divas. They're keeping all Total Divas together and keeping them away from the championship, except for Nikki Bella and maybe Brie. I don't be surprised if they insert Brie into this championship thing. And then, you know, eventually also be thrown with the NXT Divas. I wouldn't be surprised soon, you know, if they bring Charlotte up, who's the current NXT Women's Champion. They bring her up, and she ends up winning the title because she's Ric Flair's daughter. But, you know, don't take, I mean, nothing against her, though, because Charlotte, I've seen her watch on NXT. She is very talented. She's got the look. She's got the figure. She's got the athleticism. I think she would make a great champion. But that's what I got to say about that division. And then you got the thing with the title, the WWE World Heavyweight title, now in the hands of Brock Lesnar. Lesnar, who's going to be appearing, you know, probably once or twice a month now, at the least. Now there's word he might not even make it to Hell in a Cell. I don't know what's going on with that. But, I mean, I'm kind of mixed about him being champion. You know, and the debut of that new WWE World Heavyweight title belt looks nice. But now, the talent, the build-up to that. Who's going to be next along with Brock Lesnar? John Cena has had a number of attempts, and now he is just one reign away from tying the man. 16, Ric Flair. John Cena is at 15. Another reign, he'll tie the man. 2 more reigns, he'll beat the man. He'll be the man that reigns over the man. And I don't know, and if that happens, I bet he'll end up being banned from Charlotte, North Carolina because of that. I wouldn't surprise me. But also, well, I want to say this, you know, with the recent news going on, here's the status. Daniel Bryan, he suffered an injury. He's out. And now the recent news, Roman Reigns had to have emergency surgery. It was an incarcerated hernia. Very serious surgery. You know, heard it went well. But he's going to have to rehab. He's going to be out for a number of months. Chances are he might not even make it to WrestleMania or even the Royal Rumble. Because what was projected was that he was going to win the Rumble and then go to WrestleMania and become the champion. To beat Brock Lesnar or whoever's champion at the time. But now with, like I said, with Bryan out, with Reigns out, and, you know, the thing with CM Punk, we all know, you know, he left. I don't know what the status is with him, if he's going to come back, if he's going to... We still don't know, like, the true reason why he left. Some say it's creative differences. Some say he was burnt out. Who knows? And if he'll come back, we'll see. Chances are he might not, but you never know. But now, I mean, who's going to step up to challenge for the WWE title? I mean, all we've basically got now is Cena and maybe even Dean Ambrose. But, you know, here's the thing with me and Ambrose. Ambrose, I mean... I wasn't too keen with him at first, but I like his new Rebel style and his, you call him the Lunatic Fridge, his crazy style. And I think he would make a good champion. I don't think he would make the best champion. You know, he might get a short reign. And but that's the thing with wrestling companies. You know, if you're heel, you'll get like a very long reign. If you're face, you might get a short reign, except for maybe that 1 or 2 baby faces of WWE, they might get a good long reign. Not like a year like CM Punk did or whatever, but maybe 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. That might be a max reign, depending on who it is. But the status is, I just don't know who else is gonna step up. Someone's saying Big Show, maybe. I got a feeling he's gonna end up feuding with Mark Henry again. Mark might go back to heel, and then those two will fight again. But other than that, who else is going to step up? You know, in case Reigns and Daniel Bryan don't make it back by WrestleMania, by the road to WrestleMania. Rumble, Chamber, Mania. And I just don't know what's going on, man. But that's how I feel about WWE right now. And, you know, and they're holding some of the other talent down. I mean, it's hard to say that. With Dolph Ziggler... He's the current Intercontinental Heavyweight. Another title that's being pushed around, I mean, hopped around like hot potato, the Intercontinental title between Dolph Ziggler and The Miz. And then these stunt doubles. That title's been tossed around. like hot potato. The only one that really hasn't been tossed around, I think, the U.S. title and the tag team titles. You know, tag team division, the Usos had a great run. I think they'll get them back real soon. I don't know when, but we'll see what happens. But they had one hell of a run. The team Stardust, Goldust are the champs again. Well, with these characters, they're champs. With the old characters before Cody became good Stardust. Yeah, they were champs, and now they're champs again. And NXT is looking hot. It's just me. It's always been the third show since when they brought back ECW as a brand. It's always been the third show that ends up being better than Raw or SmackDown. Right now, it's NXT on the WWE Network, which you can get for $9.99, and it'll be worth it. NXT is hot. Those guys, they can put on one hell of a show. And it's crazy, it's a developmental brand, and they're looking better than the main shows. That just says something. But like I said, NXT, that is definitely worth watching. I really hope some of those guys, if they could bring some actual competition to the main roster when they come up. And then again, maybe they won't. Who knows? And then I just don't know what's going on. But I gotta say this, let me conclude. I kind of tweeted this this past week, a few days ago. Let me just say it like this. Phillip Brooks, you were right. 2011, you said it, and look what's happening. I got a feeling, I gotta say this, it seems like you got out just in time. But Phillip Brooks, if you're watching, if you're out there, or any fans of Phillip Brooks, and y'all know who Phillip Brooks is, he was right. 2011, in Vegas, you were right. And that's all I got to say about that, in the words of Austin. Alright, I'm about to head on out. Peace.